everybody, and welcome back to the Pony Talk podcast from its hiatus, guys. We are back for season 9. It is great to see you all here. So today, this is gonna be an interesting podcast. But before we get talking into it, I want to introduce the people that are going to be joining us today talking about this episode. So, first, Chris, say hello to everybody.
Hey.
So Chris is joined with us. He's the only one for this week's episode, but I think come next week and a few others and stuff, we'll have more people. It just really depends. But yes, and if you want to join, you just comment down below saying you want in, and I will get you set up. But, so, Pony Talk Season 9, guys, Friendship is Magic, and, just to tie in, if you do not know already, this is the last season, for Friendship is Magic. I know, a bunch of sad faces and all that, but guys, we've been, graciously given so many amazing and wonderful episodes, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good season. These two first episodes were so I got a lot of high hopes for this. So what about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these episodes will. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this season to remember, though.
Absolutely.
Not just My Little Pony just ending, but I've heard that BonyCon is ending as well.
Yeah, and that is going to be something else that will be talked about in the future. But yes, BonyCon is also going to be going out. But it's kind of, we kind of saw that one coming, sort of. Since the show is no longer going to be airing, it kind of gives a little bit of an effect with the convention, or any convention out there related to My Little Pony, because there's not really going to be anything new besides, next gen. For Generation 4, this season's basically it. I don't know what's going on with Equestria Girls, but
I've heard it. They said that. I've heard from the directors. They said that it's still gonna continue.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll definitely have to see on that. So, I would be very happy if they continued Equestria Girls. And stuff.
Yeah. But the one thing I've wanted to change for this series is changing the format of the show. Changing the format.
That is. I couldn't have said it better, Chris. Yes. Absolutely. The format of the show at 100%. Changing from short into, probably my guess that it's got to have to be at least 10 to 12 minute episodes. Yes, absolutely. That would be very, very interesting, for them to do that. There's definitely a lot of, process and progress they could definitely do with that, but they're already making quite a bit of progress already, so let's just hope they keep on doing that. But guys, oh my gosh, it's been a while since we've been here on the talk, and now we're finally here. We're here to bring you both episodes 1 and 2 of season 9. I know we did a podcast for The Best Gift Ever, which people were calling that episode 0 of season 9, which I guess, I'll give it to them with that. And now we are here with the beginning of the end. Those are the titles for both parts 1 and 2, the premiere of season 9, if you want to say. We're going to talk about it. Oh my gosh. There was a lot that was happening with this premiere, and with any premiere, it's normal for that to happen, but what was featured in this premiere definitely differs over what has happened. There were so many multiple different things happening at once. Sometimes I thought while watching during the 2 of these episodes, I thought it was, what's the word? A little too much sometimes. And, yeah, it just, I don't know. It was good though, nonetheless. But they managed to get away with cramming a lot of stuff in there, and I applaud them. I definitely do applaud them. But let's dive right into it, shall we? So the beginning of the end, part 1. We'll start off with there, and this is of course episode 197, and then episode 2 is 198. So one more episode after that, then 3rd episode, and we'll be on episode 200. Yes!
Well, isn't episode 4 the 200th one?
Yeah, episode 4. That's what I said, though. The one,
okay, yeah, it is.
Yep. It's gonna be good. It's definitely
hopefully it'll be as good.
Yeah, as episode 100. Well, it might not be in the perspective. I know, like, we were talking...
Yeah, because episode 100 was, like, overall one of the best ones of all time.
Absolutely. What? Hands up in the air, yes. Not even just because they brought in the background ponies. I mean, that is the majority of it, but it also had a pretty good plot to it, and it was just awesome seeing some background ponies that we didn't think could talk, or ones that we thought would talk, and they ended up not talking. With me, at least. I don't know if that was with you, Chris, but yeah. And before we actually get into talking about the episode, you guys are noticing that we got kind of a new layout here, backdrop. I thought it was appropriate. You know, we're spicing everything up. The intro has kind of got to change. Here's got to change, and then the outro also has a new taste too. This is the last season, and I feel like it's appropriate that we do this to just end it off with a bang. So it will tell you at the bottom left corner. Had to think about that for a little bit. The episode number. So this one would say episodes 1 and 2, and then it would have the episode title. So you guys know, oh, what podcast am I watching? Well, then there you go. So yes. But, alright, the beginning of the end. So, to start off this episode, it was kind of, it started off with the main 6, just running towards Canterlot, which, okay, alright, mostly that's not good, and especially by, what, Twilight was talking about. Mostly the princesses are sending letters. That can't be good. If they're sending letters, that means something's wrong with Equestria. What do we need to do? So Twilight, of course, has all her friends, and they go to Canterlot and go to Celestia and Luna's throne room, and they say, "Hey, why'd you alert us? There's got to be something on. What's wrong?" And they're like, "Well, we just wanted to, talk to you guys because you got something to say." So you're telling me you summoned us to come to the castle when nothing's wrong? Yes, but it's not the case that you're thinking of. We got something very important to say, we do. And that is where Celestia releases it out, and what does she say, Chris?
Yep, because they are announcing that they are going to retire.
Retire from being
ruling
Equestria. So they are stepping down from the royal throne, and of course, we got to have that dramatic. So yeah, and that was something. I gotta say. Yeah, it's not like every day you hear the Royal Highnesses say, hey, we're going to step down from our position, our only position that really matters, that holds Equestria together. And who do we have joined with us today? Because I heard someone ping into the Discord. Alright guys, so we also have someone joined with us today. Say hello to Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everybody. Well, enthusiasm works too. I definitely give credit right there where credit is due. So yeah. Alright, so Tanner, we're talking about MLP Season 9, which the episode just aired today, or episodes I should say, and we're just talking about the first beginning of it. You're more than welcome to listen, and if you want to add anything, you're more as well welcome to add anything you want. But, alright, going back to the good stuff. Alright, so, Celestia and Luna, they said they are going to be stepping down. This, of course, alerts the main six. And, yeah, then we get the title introduction into the show. And this is where Twilight now is freaking out. Twilight's like, okay, so you're going to retire and now you're telling us that me and my friends are going to take over Equestria and help protect it in your guys' position? Okay, Celestia, you're throwing way too much at me. And Celestia's like, well, Twilight, if you think about it, everything that you've done, like throughout all the elements of harmony to where you are now, to your friends that you made, you do realize we weren't really there fighting side you guys, really. And now when you put it towards that perspective, it kind of like lightens things up, but it still doesn't. Not for Twilight. Oh no. Once Twilight's twilighting, if that's what you want to say, that's a joke for later. Yeah, it goes. It definitely goes. And knowing Twilight again throughout every crazy dramatic thing that happens, this is one of them. This is where she's like, you know what? If my friends and all of us are in it, let's just do this. We can do this. We've conquered a lot of crazy things that have happened in Equestria. How can this be any different? And so Twilight somewhat feels relieved, but she's still very hectic and crazy about the whole situation. So now this brings us to the Everfree Forest, where we see oh my gosh, Queen Quistle. Oh, I can't even say it. Chris, do you want to help me out there?
What?
Queen Chrysalis. There we go. For some reason, I couldn't say her for some reason. It was like Queen Chrysalis or something.
Chrysalis.
Yes. Queen Chrysalis. So we see her basically talking amongst herself like she has her changeling minions. And she's like, oh, Twilight's going to pay for what she's done, and we will rule Equestria as Chrysalis wants to do. So now, she starts to disappear, away, and then we go to Taurus, which is basically the maximum jail cell, prison for the country of Equestria, where Cozy Glow, villain from Season 8, and then Tyrek, villain from Season 4, are there, and they're kind of still like, you know, Tyrek doesn't want anything to do with Cozy, and Cozy's like, hey, I made us a statue because we're friendship buddies, and I gotta say, even though it was a rock statue, it was actually pretty well made. So, Cozy, I give you...
I've seen that before. I've seen that before.
Yeah. So it was funny little moment, and what do you know? They start disappearing from their cages randomly too, and you know, not. Go ahead. Did you wanted to say something, Chris?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going crazy. Yeah. Now, Cozy Glow and Tirac are fizzling away. I felt a little bit of an Infinity War theme go on there. That was just went there. Yeah. So, yeah, that was quite interesting. And then they spawn in this place where, looks, very interesting. We don't even know where this place is. But it's like a huge cave underground, with like a bunch of fire, lava. I don't know where the heck this place is, but okay. And, they're all spawned there. And, they start questioning, okay, were you the one who took me out of my cage? Were you the one who did it? Who did it? And they're pointing fingers. So we have Tirac, we have Chrysalis, we have Cozy Glow, and we have King Sombra.
I wonder how he survived.
Yeah, and there's gonna be something else we're gonna talk through the podcast too, guys. It's gonna be kind of towards the end, ish a bit. But yeah, so something else that doesn't really make sense to me. But yeah, we have them all together, and we get introduced into a new villain. It goes by the name of Grogar. And Grogar, he is a blue-coated ram. And he is supposedly a very ancient, powerful villain, through a legend told. I don't really remember talking about Grogar. I feel like his name has come up before, but I don't think, like, we've really gotten a visual of who he actually was. But, yeah, he's a giant ram. So that's new. So yeah, Grogar is now the new addition to, well, do I dare say the elements of insanity. But yeah, so now we have all these baddies basically in a giant round table. And they're talking amongst themselves, and Grogar then says, hey, you know, we're going to make things happen for the main six, and especially Twilight Sparkle. We are going to conquer Equestria, which I know all of you have been wanting to do, but we're going to actually do it this time, and we're going to do it right. And of course, this is very interesting and scary as well, because we don't know who the heck this Grogar person is. We know exactly who the rest are, but yeah, I don't know. This is definitely going to be interesting. I'm very excited to see where this goes. But continuing on, we go back with Twilight and them. Or wait, no, we don't go back with them. We start talking about King Sombra, because King Sombra says that he doesn't need any help from Grogar, and that he's got it all under control because he is powerful and all this stuff. And Grogar makes the comment, oh really? So you basically locked away in eternal darkness and stuff was your way of success. Try again. And then he's like, well, my defeat last time was just a test. This time, I'm going to take over, and I don't need your help. I don't need any other villain's help. It's just going to be me and me alone. And Grogar goes, oh, so you're going to go back over there to the Crystal Empire and just reclaim your territory over again. Well, I'll hand it off to you. If you can end up doing that, taking over the Crystal Empire, and doing it successfully without the main six coming at your door, knocking at it, saying, hey, we're taking it back, then it's yours, and you know what? You could tell me that I was wrong. But if you come back into a giant, locked away again, then, yeah, I guess you're gonna have to follow my command, whether you like it or not. And so, King Sombra, of course, takes that position, and Grogar sends him on his jolly way to the Crystal Empire. So, this is where King Sombra takes over the Crystal Empire. Oh no! Where have we seen this before? So yeah, this time, not cozy. We have Shining Armor and Cadence's infant with them this time, Flurry Heart, and yeah, and we have the citizens of the Crystal Empire being locked up. All the craziness that King Sombra has done in the past, it's all coming back. So now that all this is happening, we go back now to Twilight's castle, as Twilight's still freaking out about this whole thing that the princesses told them in the beginning of the episode. And, yeah, she's still like, oh, girls, I can't believe that this is happening. The princesses are literally telling us, hey, we're giving the throne to you guys because we feel like you're able to handle this position. Twilight doesn't feel that confident still, even though the girls said, hey, we got this, Twilight, you know, with us, we are the elements, we can keep Equestria awesome and safe without any villains attacking it or anything. Well, little do they know, even though, you know, Twilight's got this position and she's starting to feel a little bit better, someone else comes knocking at her door. And, Discord, we get to see John Delancey once again. Yay! That was, yes. Alright. So, Discord. I like Discord. So, yeah. So, we have Discord saying, well, Twilight, you know, this all sounds good, but, you know, as your first day of being a royal princess of Equestria, you're kind of not doing too well of a job, because I just got this scroll in that you've kind of ignored, and it's from the Crystal Empire saying they need you immediately. And, Twilight then's like, well, I kind of saw something like that, and, yeah. Okay, we need to go take care of this. This isn't good. King Sombra's back. What do we do? And the girls think about it until Twilight's like, you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to go to the Tree of Harmony and get the elements, and we're going to defeat them that way. And Discord's like, whoa, 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 whoa. That is not how you defeated him last time. I feel like you need to do it another way. And Twilight says, nope. King Sombra is too risky, and if we end up losing, that's not going to be good, and it's just better way that we know we can get it done this way than doing something that could potentially fail and make even matters worse. Oh boy. So now that they go to the Tree of Harmony, get all the elements, and they head up to the Crystal Empire, they see, of course, all the ponies captured, enslaved, and all that. It's not good. It's not good at all. And so Twilight and her friends, of course, they make their way through the Crystal Empire, eventually leading up to the castle, which is where King Sombra is. He's in his part of the castle, the throne, as Shining Armor, Cadence, and Flurry Heart are locked up, chained together, if you want to say, and that there is Twilight and the rest of them saying, alright, King Sombra, your time is done. And he's like, you really think you can defeat me? I've outsmarted you from last time. And, well, this is where things really get good. So, Twilight's like, well, it's gonna happen this way. You're gonna be defeated. And, so, they lock together, the elements cast away, and soon, before you know it, King Sombra has lost the throne once again. Good job, King Sombra. That was a really cliche card to throw, saying, I could take the Crystal Empire, no problem. Last time was a breeze. It was just practice for me. And then that happens. Yeah, you did a good job. So yeah, he's basically put himself out there. And so now, as Twilight's family, or some of her family, is reunited and the Crystal Empire is safe, it doesn't mean that King Sombra is gone.
Done.
No.
Yeah.
Chris, do you want to explain the rest?
Yep, because once at the end of part 1, we see the main 6 returning the elements back to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
But then from out of nowhere, Sombra appears and uses his magic to destroy the tree along with the elements.
And, alright, so, and this, of course, personally for me, I don't know about you guys out there, and I definitely think, Chris, this probably was one of the highlights of the episode, most likely for you. The tree is destroyed. How can you destroy the Tree of Harmony? How does that happen? Along with the elements, too. Okay, these are the powerful things. They are basically Equestria's military, basically weapons, I guess you could say, to defend Equestria. And they just... it's just all gone. So, yeah, not good. Not good at all. Now, in this point in time, I'm thinking to myself, this seems very familiar. What else episode did we watch that the elements have also been destroyed? In a way, I guess you could say.
I don't think we ever had an episode.
Think about the first episode. First ever episode of MLP.
Oh yeah, Nightmare...
Remember? The elements, they weren't really elements, they were more in a ball shape.
Stones.
In stone. Yeah. This episode was really set in stone, I could say. Drum roll, please, or... yeah. So, yeah. The elements were destroyed in that episode. And I'm thinking to myself, while this is all happening, okay, even though the elements are destroyed, the main 6 still cast the elements of harmony. They can't be destroyed. Their friendship definitely can't be destroyed. So something has to happen here. And I'm wondering, and this is where I said that this may or may not make sense, and maybe it will happen. I wonder if because they're together, that they're going to end up, that's going to end up rebuilding and remaking the elements. And maybe the tree again. I don't know. But then you gotta think, too, from Season 7, in the finale, Starswirl the Bearded was the one who planted the Tree of Harmony and made it what it is, or what it was, I should say. It's gone. So, yeah, not good. Not good. The elements are destroyed, and Sombra is over here laughing his head off because he knows that Equestria is defenseless. And now there's just 6 little ponies just right there, looking at the remains of what was once a huge defense of Equestria, now left in ruins. And that is where episode 1 cuts off. And now we are going to be going into the beginning of the end, part 2. Yeah, and so, of course, going through all this, of course we're going to have a lot of scenes that are repeated, but these are going to be, the main 6 are going to be smarter than, because they've already faced these challenges. They've already come across these obstacles. So obviously they are going to figure out a way, but not with the elements. That's the only problem. But, you know, they've already been up against this obstacle, so, yeah, we see what happens in part 2, which we are going to start talking about part 2 right now. How about that? Alright, so, this is, of course, episode 198. Wow, episode 900. Alright, really? 198? Oh, what season would that make us to be on, huh, Chris?
I don't even know.
Probably well, think about it. The Simpsons, they're on episode or season is
25, I think.
Is it 25? I thought it was like
I think 25,
30 or
26.
something like that. 29 maybe? I don't know. But yeah, MLP would definitely have to be going on for that long. So I don't think that's happening. No. Yeah, so 198, that is episode right there. And this is episode 2. This is where, we go back, we have a flashback to what has happened, and now we're back where the Tree of Harmony is destroyed and King Sombra is laughing his head off, and Twilight's like, oh no, this cannot be good, and she's just trying to piece the little parts together of, the element of honesty, which isn't really going out well. I would have laughed if she tried cracking out a little bit of Elmer's glue and tried piecing it together. The little joke right there. But yeah, not good. Not good. So King Sombra's like, well, now that your little elements are destroyed, basically I can now lock all of you up in here, and then I'm gonna go terrorize your town. And that is where I think, they all say that you're not going to create chaos in our hometown, Ponyville. You're not going to do anything to Ponyville. And he's like, watch me. Goes over there, heads over to Ponyville, while the main 6 are in his, his little prison cell of crystals and all that, dark crystals. And this is where basically the main 6 lost hope, which was actually really much of a downer to me, at least. I actually haven't seen all of them down like that for quite some time, and now seeing that they feel like all hope is lost just because they don't have the elements. Yeah, it definitely was one of those moments where I was like, ah. And there were a lot of cute moments there too, and sad ones, because they were talking about, oh, poor Apple Bloom, poor Angel Bunny, poor Sweetie Belle, all of them, how all their friends and family are going to be basically, controlled by this evil demon, and there's nothing they can do about it. And this is where they start looking at Pinky, and Pinky's like, what? Why are you looking at me? And they're like, well, mostly when stuff and times are down like this, I mean, you are the element of laughter. Mostly you have a really good joke to help us lift our spirits. And this is where Pinky's like, unfortunately, no, my spirits are down too. I have nothing. And yeah, this was a part where my heart sank. I'm going to say my heart sank. And my heart in this episode in particular, this second part, not even the first part, the second part, it had 2 parts that made my heart sink, which we're going to be talking about the second part in a bit. But that was one of them. It was sad seeing that the main 6 felt defeated, even though they were going to get out one way or another, which we see that Twilight starts digging as they look at her like she's lost her mind, and Twilight's like, well, we're not going to get out here any other way, no other pony's going to help us, so might as well just make the best out of it, start helping me. And of course that's where the main 6 start to regain some of their spirits, and they make it out of the hole. And they are now out in the world of freedom. So now they can go off to Ponyville and go see what's Chaos. Oh my gosh, King Sombra. Couldn't think of his name for a bit there. Has done to their hometown. So going over there, not good. Not good. It's all disgusting looking. There's crystals, dark crystals grown everywhere. And we see a lot of the townsfolks with green eyes and looking like they just down and gloomy and all that. And the main six are like, oh yeah, he's hit this place. And they're trying to get their friends. I know Applejack was trying to get Apple Bloom. She wasn't listening. And then we saw who else? I think we saw Twilight trying to get Starlight and Spike, which obviously they weren't listening, even though how hard she tried to get them to snap out of it, they just couldn't. And then we also hear screaming from Pinkie Pie, and this scene I kind of found a little bit funny, but also, you know, meh. Pinkie's screaming because she's at her house. Of course, you see the dark crystals grown everywhere, and you see the cakes and the baby cakes walking out carrying this huge black cake. Definitely something King Sombra related. And I remember Pinkie saying what it actually said on that cake. And I don't know if you could remember what it said. Do you remember what it said?
What?
What the cake said on it that Pinkie was like so like disgusted over by or something like that. Yeah, I don't know either. But anyway, it was like something saying to our new ruler of Ponyville or something like that. And Pinkie Pie then goes into saying, "This is the most ugliest cake I've ever seen." And she starts crying and all of that, and Fluttershy's trying to help her out. And I was like, okay, Pinkie, it's a cake. Come on. After all this is past, you can make all the lovely cakes in the world after this giant King Sombra storm goes bye-bye. So now they're like, okay, we really need to do something. And then this is where Rarity's like, Twilight, remember when those vines were growing all over Ponyville and stuff? And Twilight's like, why are you mentioning this out of any of the time? Well, you know, the Tree of Harmony kind of got destroyed, and it's happening again. And they all look, and look at what's back. Those vines and all those things. And I thought those were created by Discord's little munchie seeds that he was eating. So
yeah.
Why those are back again, I was kind of questioning about that. Maybe some of them didn't disappear, but I thought they got rid of them. At least I thought. But obviously in this case wasn't. Obviously they were a different color. The ones that Discord, I noticed, were black and blue with blue spikes. And then these ones were just all green and like very ugly colors. So now those are coming back, so obviously that's not good. And the main six are like, great, now we got another problem. This is going to, well, soon cover all of Ponyville, and pretty soon we won't be able to talk about a Ponyville because it will be gone by the time this is all taken over. And they're like, okay, we gotta think of another way. Mostly we would have the elements to help us with this, but guess what? They're destroyed, so there's nothing we can do. So the team, or the main six, decide to band together and get tools and all that to help them clear out the ways and at least make it all right. And it somewhat works, but also doesn't. And then that's when we get introduced into Celestia and Luna. Now, as they're in for the ride, meanwhile, King Sombra wants to move away from Ponyville. He's going to still leave all his chaos there for the main six to battle. Well, little does he know that the main six are out, because he still thinks they're trapped where the Tree of Harmony was. He decides to make his way over to Canterlot and take over that, because that's literally the capital city of Equestria, is Canterlot. And the worst time too, man. Celestia and Luna, as they said, they're retiring, so they're no longer going to be there. And now when King Sombra comes, there's no one at the royal throne. So he's like, oh, it's all going according to plan. This is going to be so good. And, yeah, a little too good. A little too good for him. So now, with Celestia and Luna battling these vines, these wicked vines and all that, they tell Twilight, where is King Sombra? What's going on? And she's like, I don't know. And then they hear something about Canterlot, which is not good, because Celestia and Luna, of course, are not there. They're there battling vines. And they say, Twilight, you need to go to Canterlot. This is your chance to, like, prove yourself. Hey, you know, you're the new ruler, so you better head over there. And they're like, oh gosh, do we even dare? And so they head over to Canterlot, and there is, well, a lot of ponies. We see a lot of familiar faces from throughout the different seasons and all that, which it was nice to see. I saw Twilight's old friend, Moon Dancer. I think I saw a cheese sandwich. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
I know I saw, Rarity's, helper at the other boutique in Canterlot. I forgot her name. But yeah, Sassy. That's right. Saw her, and we saw few other ones that are floating around out there. And of course, we saw the Wonderbolts too. And of course, the Canterlot Royal Guards. They're also all controlled too, and corrupted and all that. So obviously, this does not bring anything good to the table for the main six. So they realize, you know what? No elements, no, there's nothing we could do. And then Rainbow Dash decides, hey, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. And by Rainbow's definition, this can only go one way. Not two ways, one way, and that is to fight. And Rainbow Dash kind of flies over there, and the Wonderbolts kind of scare her off because she doesn't want to fight them. But that's all they really can do if they want to get anywhere near towards where King Sombra is, taking over the royal throne. And so as they fight along with that, and that's all taken care of, they can't take care of every pony, but they got far enough to where they can reach King Sombra, or at least go inside of Canterlot. So they do so. They end up going there. And there are a few other royal guards in front of the actual main doors that lead into the throne room, which is not good, because they can't really do anything about that. Then, out of nowhere, Discord appears again. And this is where they're like, hey, Discord, we really need you. Please help us, please. And he's like, oh, Twilight, I can't do that. You and your friends are supposed to take care of this. I'm not. But if I do this, then that means that, well, obviously it shows you can't complete your task at being the ruler of Equestria. And she's like, Discord, just please do it. And Discord's like, fine. And here he goes, just one by one, does his craziness, drops ice cream on one, opens up a door on the floor, and then I forgot what happened to the other one, but either teleported somewhere or made into balloons, something like that. But they're all happy now. Now they can make it and reach King Sombra, which King Sombra's like, oh, I see you're back. And, but guess what? I already got the throne once again, and this time I got the capital city of Equestria, so try me. And, they're like, oh, this isn't good. Discord, you gotta do something. And Discord's like, Twilight, you're supposed to be doing this. I'm just here to help guide you. And she insists once again. Of course, he ends up saying, fine, I'll do it. And he's over here snapping and telling King Sombra, hey, you know, your magic isn't as powerful as theirs and mine is. So, like, you can hit me with your best shot, it ain't gonna work. And King Sombra keeps on firing and firing until Discord somewhat gets distracted. I believe something along the guideline with Fluttershy. And King Sombra ends up hitting Discord, which ends up paralyzing him. Air quotes. And now Discord is down. And this is where the main six realize, well, we're defeated. I don't think we can go any farther with this. And Discord says, Twilight. And remember, guys, how we mentioned that there were emotional scenes? 2 emotional scenes, one being the Tree of Harmony, where they're trapped and they give up. Well, they're doing it again. And this time, I think this almost had me to tears. What about you, Chris? Discord speech.
Yeah, it kind of helped hit me hard.
He started describing something I have never seen out of Discord, or any of us have seen out of Discord. We've known Discord for, you know, being chaos and all that other good stuff. And for him to put on a speech talking about each individual pony, telling how they represent that element and how they can overcome this obstacle, was like one of the sweetest things. And it just was so heartwarming. This definitely almost had me, my eyeballs just, I literally was like, oh my gosh, am I going to cry? Am I going to cry? Because this is too much. And so yeah, but at the same time I was questioning too, how does one hit from Sombra defeat Discord? There's something not right about this picture. And so now the main six / the elements realize, you know what? Discord's right. We do represent the elements. We've defeated things without the elements before, and that's who, well, we've come to and been who we are today. And so they realize that, and they say, King Sombra, you know, even though you've destroyed the elements and you've destroyed the tree, you'll never destroy us, and you'll never destroy our friendship. And then this is where the elements start kicking in, and they start creating the cycle where Twilight and the rest start coming together and start casting off the power of friendship, because friendship is magic. And this is where King Sombra is like, wait, my power can't be stronger than yours, can it? And this is where they're like, we tell this to every single bad guy, but they just have to find out that all the time friendship wins. And sure enough, it does. It clears him out, literally out of existence. I'm pretty sure back into the same place he was before. The other villain captured, which I forgot his name already. Grogar. Before Grogar took him out of his prison-ish. So now, Canterlot is now cleansed, with friendship and all that. Everything's normal, and so is Ponyville. So now all is good. All is good. All is cleared out. So, yay! Now, this is where we have Celestia and Luna, come out through the doors into the throne room, where they see the main six taking care of Discord, who is still injured, and this is where Twilight tells them honestly, princesses, even though like me and my friends have experienced a lot, it's still too much. I unfortunately think we're not ready, and we just need to be honest with you. And this is where Celestia goes, Twilight, you're absolutely right. And Twilight's also upset about that, because she's like, I failed you. And Celestia's like, no, you didn't. You're just saying that you're not ready. And I think it was unfair in my deed that we gave you a position a little too soon. Maybe you do need a little more time to adapt, but we do want you to take over Canterlot and Equestria, because you've proven to us that you can do a lot with your friends. Maybe not right now. And this is where... Chris, do you want to explain this part?
About what?
About Discord after...
Oh, yeah. We do know that, obviously, we do know is that he's just pretending.
He does. He pretends. And,
Of course.
you gotta love Discord.
I
yeah.
mean, he can never be taken down.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the thing, too. We're talking about the Lord of Chaos. All of it. It don't matter. He knocks out King Sombra. He knocks out Chrysalis. He knocks out Lord T-Rex. He definitely knocks out Cozy Glow, because as Cozy Glow said, oh, I'm only a kid. So, yeah. But still evil. Nonetheless. So, yeah. Discord's like, so all this time I was faking that I was injured and all that, and I just start like, oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew he was just doing that to push everyone to do harder, and they will actually come for it. But I gotta also applaud Discord, and I think they also thank Discord too, because I don't think they realize how strong their friendship really is. And for him to do that, it was very very nice of him. But even though it was a little devious, but you know, it's Discord. What do you expect? So yeah, that ends off that, and yeah, it's it's good for the main six. They realize that it's all good, and yeah, all is well. Equestria is saved once again, and this is where we go back to oh my gosh, Grogar, his little place. And this is where we have the villains kind of fighting over, saying, "Oh, we're not making friends with anyone. We're sticking to our own ways and stuff." And Chris is like, "Yeah, especially for me, I can't do this and stuff. I stick to my own ways. I have my minions, and that's it." And this is where Grogar comes back and says, "Oh, jeez." And he's like, "Are you guys making any progress?" And Cozy Glow is like, "Yeah, a little bit." And oh my gosh, T-Rex kind of pushes her off, and then he's like, well, so how did King Sombra do? Oh, why don't you look for yourself? He shows him his glass ball, and there is, once again, Sombra's defeat. And so, he basically broke his bet. he now has to work alongside Grogar whether he likes it or not. So good job, Sombra. You just gave Grogar more of a powerful weapon. So we're definitely not going to see the last of King Sombra either. At least I don't think we will.
Are we going? Is it? Yeah, I don't think we've seen the last of him.
I don't think we've seen the last of King Sombra, but all I know is that he, yeah, he's not as powerful as what he makes himself out to be. So yeah, but we are. I'm pretty sure we're going to see King Sombra, work alongside T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow. And, yeah, the main six will go head-to-head with them all again. Be shocked that they have escaped Tartarus, but, yeah. So, now that this is all brought up, and I know I missed a part, there was a part where Twilight told, Starlight that she wanted her to run the castle and the School of Friendship too, while this was all happening, and Starlight didn't feel the same way. I know I left that part out, guys, but if you want to go see that, you definitely watch the episode, but I'm pretty sure if you come on the podcast, you've already seen the episode and you just want to hear our thoughts, because that's what this is all about. But now, the thing that I want to get to, and Chris, maybe you're questioning this too. The Tree of Harmony. Now that the tree is gone, how is Equestria, like, going to keep on surviving?
They have, Twilight and her friends. I'm pretty sure they have the source of it.
Yeah, true. But, like, if that was the case and stuff, the outbreak that has happened with the vines and stuff, as we saw, wouldn't that come back, even though, like, everything has happened and stuff? I feel like it would come back, or something else, because I remember, without the Tree of Harmony, Equestria really can't fend for itself, as we see. And, I know what you mean by that, by the elements, kind of being there as, well, not like the elements per se, but the ponies. If that was all along and stuff, then why do all this and stuff? But I know it's only for, like, to continue on the series and make the story bigger, but, like, I'm kind of curious how this is all going to work out in further future episodes, guys. Maybe you're wondering the same thing as I am, because, yeah, now that the Tree of Harmony is destroyed, unless it somehow magically comes back, but I don't know. I'm still connecting with that first ever episode, which was Friendship is Magic, parts 1 and 2, where Twilight gets the elements destroyed by Nightmare Moon, and the main six representing the elements, and then the elements being restored again. I feel like that's going to happen again. I don't know, that's just my theory, but, like, we'll have to see. Yeah, Chris, do you have anything else to say or anything to add on to this discussion?
Nope.
Nope? Alright. Well, alright. This was a very tasteful episodes. These were very tasteful episodes, guys. I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to see. I don't think this season's going to bring us any disappointment. In fact, it's going to make things a lot more stronger and a lot more awesome. I hope we get to explore more of Equestria in some places we haven't seen too much of. We've seen of, but we haven't really been there too much. So I really hope we kind of go around Equestria and we just don't stay in one spot, kind of like what we did for season 8. Sorry, we're on season 9, where we were at the School of Friendship, even though that was like the main structure. And I'm pretty sure we will go back to the School of Friendship a few times during Season 9, which is totally fine. I still want to find out more about the School of Friendship and what what stores in it, because it's still pretty interesting. We only been introduced to it once in one season, and this is now the second season that it will be featured in. So yeah, and where the elements are going to basically bond and keep Equestria together, while Celestia and Luna are still thinking about holding that position on them to one day soon hold and protect, just like what they did, and rule Equestria. It's going to really be interesting where this all wraps up. So yeah, but let me tell you guys, we still have more awesome episodes to come right here on the Pony Talk podcast. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. And if you haven't already, make sure you click that notifications bell to keep updated with podcasts, guys, because we are going to be bringing them to you every Sunday. Well, the Sundays that come out of episodes. If there's certain days that don't, well, then obviously we aren't, unless we have some sort of news topic we want to cover, because we do also cover news topics. I don't know if some of you know that. But yes, so Chris, thank you so much for joining me in this Pony Talk podcast. Alright, and yes, we will have Chris on more podcasts, and hopefully other people as well. So yeah, it should be awesome, and I cannot wait, guys. And we will see you in episode 3, which is titled, the title is called Uprooted. That will be episode 199. So that will be the last episode before episode 200. It's going to be a good episode, I'm pretty sure of, and I'm really hoping this third episode's going to be a really good one as well, guys. So we will see you in the next Pony Talk podcast when we come back for episode 3 of 199, Uprooted, guys. So that's all we have for the Pony Talk podcast. Thank you all so much for watching, and just please give this video a thumbs up. And this is the Pony Talk podcast going out, guys. We will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys. Bye, every pony.